Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Sofilo Josh and we're here at BMW South Miami to film this 2026 Chevy Equinox LT for y'all. With that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to BMW South Miami for allowing me to film this vehicle. If y'all are interested in purchasing this Equinox or any of their other used vehicles, make sure to go ahead and contact them. They'll be able to assist. So underneath the hood, we're going to find a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder producing 175 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque. Now this one is sending power to only the front wheels, or you can get an all-wheel drive version and it's connected to a CVT transmission. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and close up the hood and let's talk about this Equinox. So for this generation of the Equinox, they've completely changed it from the outgoing one that kind of didn't look that good, and now we get a beautifully designed Equinox. So up at the front, we have the new Chevy corporate grille that many people have known. We still get, for the LT version, this chrome design across the grille with the black accents all across it. It actually looks very nice, very premium, actually kind of old style. I do like this style better compared to what we've seen in recent years with the gloss black design. You can get an RS version of this Equinox, but it doesn't bump up the horsepower or anything like that. It just literally changes the exterior design. We got your Chevy badge right over here in the front, and you do have a little area where you could technically put a 360 camera. Now looking at the bottom, you do have air curtains right down there, so you can go ahead and feed some air into the intercooler. And then on the side, even though this is a base model, we get DRLs that are finished in full LED, and we get projector lights that are done in LED as well, which is quite surprising because usually when it comes to base model vehicles, they'll do projector, or I should say reflective LED designs, but you do have that right there. And we do have the little reflector right there, which is a pretty nice design rather than having it stick out over here on the side. Speaking about the side, over here we have the beautiful 17-inch wheels. So these are going to give you a little bit more sidewall, more cushion whenever you're going over bumps. They are finished with a gunmetal as well as a silver design, or aluminum design I should say. And it looks very nice to have this, especially for a base model. We got the black plastic cladding going around the whole entire wheel well and underneath the side section with your Equinox badging right there. We also get the proximity sensor for the vehicle. So whenever you put your hand here, it will unlock and you can close up the vehicle just by tapping that button. Getting over to the side, as you see, this D pillar slash C pillar actually has this glass design that I really like the way they designed it in total, how it comes into this D pillar section, and it wraps very nicely around with this gloss black design. Now when we look at the rear, you actually have full LED tail lights, turn signals, and reverse lights all throughout here. So they're not skimping out on cheapness. They're not going to be adding in a bulb type for the turn signal. This vehicle does compete in a hotly contested segment where the CR-V, the Ford Equinox, or I should say the Ford Escape, as well as the Toyota RAV4 compete in. And funny enough, the CR-V comes with a bulb type for your turn signal, which is just unbelievable. But once we open out the trunk over here, we do have a power lift gate, so it does open up right there, which is nice to see for a base model. A base model should have that, especially when it comes to an SUV. Now as you see, you have tons of overall space in here. When it comes to seats and total cubic feet, you actually get 29.8 cubic feet of space with the seats folded up. If you go ahead and fold them down, which you can easily do just by getting that lever, it gets a total of 63.5 cubic feet of space. So it has tons of overall space, tons of height as well, which is very nice to have in compact SUV. So let's go ahead and close that up. Let's get into the rear seats now. So opening up the rear door, nice hefty door. We do have this soft padding over here, but it is hard plastic on this section. So if you're ever resting your elbow, it's probably nice to have it right there. We do have some more soft padding here, nice little grab handle to close the door, window switch gear, as well as your release for the door. And your speakers are going to be down here with some more places to put some stuff. I would recommend putting some Pop-Tarts there. Now, since this is still a base version, we actually get this leatherette design for the seats. We have the ISOFIX right here to go ahead and put your child seats, and just to release the door, or the seats I should say, is very simple, just by grabbing that lever, and you could, like I said, you could do it back there as well. So getting the seatbelt out the way, closing up both of these. So funny enough, you cannot recline this at all, so it's just going to be at this upright section, just to let you know. And then when we get into the back, Closing up the rear door, very solid sounding. Now when it comes to space, where I'm sitting behind myself, I have about maybe 2.5 inches overall legroom space. Very good footwell area to go ahead and put your feet below. And you have 2 air vents back here with 2 USB Type-Cs. Now, if we get over here to the middle console area, we do have 2 large cup holders right here. So you can easily go ahead and put your child's, kind of drinks. And then in terms of overall headroom space at 5'10", I have about maybe 3.5 to 4 inches overall headroom space, which is not too bad. We do get a dome light over here. We can click there. It is full LED dome lights, which is very, very nice to see. Now, let's get into the front section. So, opening up the front door, I should say. We have soft padding up here with the hard plastic once again at the top section. I believe on the top trims with the active as well as the RS ones, you're actually going to find nice soft padding over here, but for the base version you won't be finding that. We have a gloss black accent right here with some window switch gears as well as your mirror controls and your lock and unlock with a nice lever for the release of the door. And tons of cubby space right here. Once again, maybe Pop-Tart, I don't know, Nutella bottle right there. That would be really nice. And you also have your trunk release and your speaker system. Now these are power operated seats for the driver, so you can go ahead and move it forward and back. Very simple. You have only 2-way for the lumbar control, which is usual when it comes to this space of the vehicle. Now getting inside, closing up the door, very nice solid sounding. Now you are greeted with this nice thick style leatherette steering wheel that feels really good in the hands, actually. Very premium for what this vehicle is and where it kind of sits in terms of pricing. On this side is going to be your cruise control. On this side is going to be your media stuff. So you do have a heated steering wheel as well as heated seats for this leatherette style seats. Now you do have some perforation there, so it's a little bit more breathable in hotter climates like it is over here in Miami. And you also have the auto start stop right there. Let me go ahead and turn it back on. It automatically shut off. So you do have paddle shifters here to control the CVT transmission if you ever wanted to shift it. And then below that, you do have forward and back track in terms of music that you want to listen to. Now, when it comes to putting it into reverse, you do have to have your seatbelt in order to go ahead and get into reverse. So to get into reverse, you push it towards you and then up. You do have trajectory at the back. This one does not come with, actually it does come with the sensors, but it does vibrate your seats. So unlike making a noise here in the infotainment or the speakers, you're gonna feel it in your seats, which is pretty common when it comes to Chevy vehicles all in all. And then right in front of you, you do have an 11-inch digital gauge cluster with a 11.3-inch touchscreen display. This one does have the Google embedded system, but you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly into the system with a wireless charging pad you could put right over here. You have your mode select, so you go from normal to snow/ice, and then that's the only things basically you have in terms of drive modes for the base version. You do find a sport mode in the higher trims, which is quite normal, and I think an off-road for the active one. Now, you have a lot of functionalities with this whole entire display. You can use the main navigation for Google systems, so you can go ahead and search up locations that you want to go to. And then below that, we do have physical knobs for your climate control, so you can go up and down for both the driver and passenger. So there is a dual zone climate control. Heated seats, like I mentioned. Your air cons are going to be right over here, which is nice to see. And you have a USB Type-C and a regular USB when it comes to media or charging ports. 2 large cup holders. And then you have some more cubby space right there. Very deep cubby space, by the way, just to let you know, which is always appreciated when it comes to a compact utility vehicle like this one. And then across the dash, we do have some soft padding right over there. And we have a little light for the heads-up display, so it will show up there on the top section. Now, when we get to the glove box, it is damped and it is not lined with felt, unfortunately, but it is a pretty good system. Now, I really like these vents on the side where it's a circular one where you can go ahead and close it. This is very inspired from the 5th generation Camaro as well as the Blazer that's currently out for the Chevy brand, but it looks really good in here. I mean, seats feel very comfortable. We'll test that out when we go into the driving portion, but it's just a very nice overall interior space. Very comfortable. I like the seating position. I like the way that I could see out. The only thing I will complain thus far, especially with the sun hitting it right now, is the black piece in the front section. It is too glary for it to, like, it pops up. I mean, you can see it easily on the you know, the video right now, where it just pops up across the whole entire dash. This is something that's very common with Chevy vehicles, or vehicles that have this, you know, very cheap plastic at the very forefront of the whole entire windshield. I'm just not a big fan of it. I think that Chevy needs to get rid of that, or offer the same exact design that they did for the Equinox EV, where it's a cover that goes across the dash so it doesn't mirror too much of that black plastic across the window. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. All right, so let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. It's very simple. Put your foot on the brake and release and go all the way down. Now, like I mentioned, this vehicle right here features a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder known as Ecotec for the Chevy brand, or I should say GM, producing 175 horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque. All that power is distributed by a CVT transmission to only the front wheels or all 4 wheels. But setting off now, driving over here. Very nice, comfortable vehicle. Now, right now, it's currently very windy in Miami, but there is some kind of wind noise I'm hearing from the right side due to the fact that the wind is pushing over to the right side. So just keep that in mind. But honestly, not a really bad vehicle. Very good brakes. You don't have to put too much pressure into the brake system. And right across over there is the Equinox EV. So very completely different design for that vehicle, but nonetheless, these Chevy vehicles that have been coming out as of late have actually had a very nice design appearance. I've actually been a big fan of how they look, and the Equinox is one of them that I've really liked. Traverse is kind of iffy, but this one actually fits the whole entire design philosophy of the Chevy brand. So I can see very easily when it comes to the exterior, this window is nicely pushed back, so I can see out the whole entire cabin space, and even these large windows are going to help out with overall visibility. Now, mind you, this vehicle does come with blind spot detection automatically, so you don't have to worry about any kind of vehicles that are on your blind spot. It does come with that standard, which is a very nice feature to have in the modern day. Some brands still you have to pay in order to get blind spot. Other brands, you know, come with that standard, and luckily Chevy does have that. I will note very quickly, this steering wheel is nice and thick, especially where your 9 3 grips are going to be at. Of course, if you're going to drive like this or like this, you know, it's a very nice design for the steering wheel. I like the way it's done with the stitching there. It's that nice leather. It doesn't feel too cheap or scratchy in its overall design presence, which is what I prefer when it comes to a vehicle if you're driving on daily use. This one right here is actually already at 11,210 miles. So just keep that in mind. So it's driven quite a few miles for a 2026 model year. And then when it comes to the displays, I like the overall displays. I think they look very nice. You know, they have your speedometer right in the middle with your miles per hour, as well as your fuel gauge on the left, and then your engine oil or your engine temperature right over there as well. But it's very nice. And then this infotainment, very good, very snappy, because remember, this is a Google embedded system. So it's going to be a lot more responsive and a lot faster than what we see in other competitions as of currently. For example, Ford doesn't really offer that unless you get the Explorer. And then also when it comes to other brands, maybe like Honda doesn't offer that until you get to the top trim. So you get that already on the base trim. Let's go ahead and accelerate. So like I mentioned, CVT transmission, which is quite normal in this category of what this vehicle is in. The only vehicle realistically that has a regular automatic transmission that competes head-on-head with the Chevy is the Ford Escape. That one has an 8-speed automatic for its 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder, which is a vehicle that I actually have. Very good transmission in that car, very good engine and snappy. It actually makes more horsepower and torque than this car, but for what this car is, where it competes in compared to, for example, the Honda CR-V, this is actually going to be a little bit nicer in terms of power delivery compared to their 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. So just keep that in mind. All right, so when this light turns green, we're going to give it some gas. Like I mentioned also, there is no sport mode for this model. It is only ice and normal mode. Very good acceleration. There is a little bit of droniness from the CVT because, you know, it doesn't really have shift points in it. It's not simulating an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's not really doing anything else. It's just being a normal CVT transmission. Now, I will say, when it comes to suspension, we've went over some bumps. In terms of how it feels, it's very solid. It's exactly what you expect for a commuter vehicle like this one. It's not going to be too rocky, nothing too crazy. It does have a rear independent suspension, so just keep that in mind. So it's not going to, you know, it's not a torsion beam where it's going to shift over, you know, the rockiness from one side to the other one, which I prefer. Independent rear suspensions are always nice, especially if you have family in the vehicle. So you don't wake up the kids, or if you don't wake up, you know, your friends or family who are sleeping in the back while you are driving them. All right, so let's go ahead and take it to this back road really quick and see how it performs in terms of the S's. A little bit of body roll. Yeah, major body roll, which, remember, this is a CUV. It's not expected to go ahead and be a sporty driving vehicle, but at least you kind of have an idea of what this car can do when it comes to maneuverability. There is a little bit of that body roll that's expected. Slowing down here, really good biting on the brakes. Now I want to see if this transmission actually does anything. No, this plus and minus stuff doesn't really do anything crazy, which, not sure exactly why they're there to begin with, but very good performance from the Equinox. I'm very impressed by it. I have never driven an Equinox. The only Equinox I've ever driven is the Equinox EV when I was looking for my next vehicle. Like that car, but it was a little too heavy and a little too slow. This, I think, is a lot better since you still have the gasoline engine. I do wish that Chevy in the future, maybe when they do the refresh, comes out with a hybrid version, because a hybrid version in this day and age right now would be absolutely amazing to have. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a huge shout out once again to BMW South Miami for allowing me to film this vehicle. If y'all are interested in purchasing any of their used vehicles or any of their new vehicles, make sure to go ahead and contact them and they'll be able to assist you. Make sure to also go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.